Yo, what's up, peeps? It's your boy Jay Cobb, and welcome to day 2 of the 5 days, the road to success in 5 days. So, guys, what's up? So here's the thing. Let me get this thing shared out to my other page, and as I'm doing this, guys, be sure to do the same thing. Share this thing out. Invite a few people. Be sure to say hello, say what's up, say good morning, say good evening, depending on when you're watching this video. And we're gonna rock this thing, man. So give me 1 second, guys. Let me get this on my other page here. Hope you guys are feeling absolutely amazing as always. All right, and we're gonna rock this thing out. Day 2 was damn good. I got some really amazing feedback from day 1. I'm sorry, day 1 was absolutely amazing, and day 2 is gonna be even better. All right. In today's actual video, guys, I'm gonna be sharing the other 5 qualities on becoming successful, not just in life, but in business as well. Okay. So to my coffee drinkers, man, be sure to put the coffee emojis in the comments below. If you guys can hear me okay, see me okay, let me know everything is 100. So let some emojis fly if everything is good to go. IG, what's up? What's up over here? So let me just make sure that we are good. All right. And I believe we are. All right. So we're about to rock this thing out, man. You know, yesterday we had a blast. I had a good deal of people on here, and I really appreciate that. You know what I mean? I really, I really appreciate, you guys actually tuning in and actually engaging. And I really hope you guys got something from this. But like I said, we're gonna be at it all week, so be sure to invite, be sure to comment, guys. You can find these recordings over on YouTube as well. Just type in the road to success, or just go subscribe to my channel. All right. So while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and drop a link in the description for those that want to connect with me on a personal level, guys. It's something here resonates. If you would like for me to help you in your business, things like that, that's a link to reach me directly. Same thing for my people on IG. Be sure to click the link in the bio and click the first link, the free 15-minute discovery call with Jay Cobb, and you can get direct access to me. All right. So first thing first, for those that are new, for the very first time tuning in, don't know who this guy is. My name is Jermaine Cobbins. I go by the name Jay Cobb. I'm an online and network marketer. I'm a business coach. My goal is to help home business entrepreneurs and small business owners to build their brand and scale their business using the power of social media. All right. So we're about to rock this thing out, man. All right. Let's do it. All right. So we're going to be on the other 5 qualities of becoming successful. Okay. So if you guys didn't catch day 1, be sure to go catch day 1. Of course, further down on my timeline or on YouTube, same thing for my people over here on IG. Guys, go check that out. Okay. So let's dive into it. I hope you guys are feeling amazing. Kelly, what's going on? What's up? What's up? So let's go ahead and dive into the content. Number 6. Okay. Number 6 is commitment. Okay, so like yesterday, I had someone that was kind enough to actually type out each and every one that I say. That just kind of helps the people that are coming on later. So if you have the time to spare and you want to help me out, I would appreciate that. And hey, that helps not only me, but they help the people that are coming on. But number 6 is commitment. All right, and it states, sincerely believe in what you do. Without belief, you'll find it hard to work up enough strength to go on. Your commitment will act as the catalyst that moves you forward. Okay, commitment, guys. And before I even dive into the notes that I have, I apologize for my voice being a little hoarse, guys. Me and my son was playing a video game yesterday. It got really intense. We went into double overtime playing 2K, and yeah, it got really intense. So my voice is a little scratchy, man. But I apologize. But we're talking about commitment, and guys, before I hit my notes, commitment is something that, like they say, it's something that you have when the feeling that you said that you was going to do it in is long gone, right? And you're committed. You just got your mind. So you know what? I'm going to do this no matter what. And let me tell you what my commitment level was at when I first started, guys. I remember this vaguely. It was a mutual friend that I met through my brother. And of course, we followed each other on social media and things like that. But once I come into this industry, guys, you know, I was excited. I was talking about, you know, wealth, money, you know, lifestyle, and it kind of makes people feel uncomfortable because when you talk about your dreams and you talk about really big things, it makes small-minded people uncomfortable. But at that time, guys, I was just exuding this positivity. I was just exuding my energy and my beliefs, right? I was committed. So what happened was this guy went to my brother. He was like, man, what's up with your brother, man? He's always talking success and money and this and that. You know, what's up? Why is he doing this? And my brother said that his reply was, man, you know, my brother's on something else, man. You know, his mind is on this. He's committed. You know, he's doing his thing, right? But my brother ended up telling me that, and what I end up doing, I end up going and blocking that person, right? Like that was my first encounter of someone boldly saying, you know, this something's wrong with this guy. And I didn't understand at the time, guys, but once I continued further on my journey, I realized that, you know, your dreams should scare people. Your dreams should make people feel uncomfortable. Like that's the whole point of your dream. So your commitment level, guys, is what's going to determine how far you go. Okay. So here are some ways that you can actually get your commitment out there. Okay. The first thing, guys, is that you would need to create the perfect day or a vision book. I know some of you guys are familiar with, I know you're familiar with having your vision board, okay? And vision boards are great, but I love to add to that and by saying create the perfect day or a vision book, okay? And the reason why I say that the vision book is something a little bit more smaller. It's, you know, it's something that you can kind of flip through. You can put your goals in. You can put things you want to achieve. And there's nothing wrong with the vision board, but that vision books really help with writing things out, writing out your ideas. And that perfect day is so many people, they don't know what that ideal day would be to them, like that perfect day. Like what would you do from the moment you get up to the moment that you lay down? You know, whether it's traveling, whether it's doing good deeds, whatever that thing is, what does the perfect day look like? So I advise you guys to write out your perfect day and create a vision book. All right. Another thing, guys, when it comes to commitment is focus on what you know. So many people, they beat themselves up on things they don't know. Okay, they beat themselves up. So when you beat yourself up on the things that you don't know, it basically suppresses the belief. It suppresses the things that you know that you should be doing. Right? It kind of water down your action, and it does that by your mood. You know, I tell people all the time, focus on what you know, regardless of what you think you don't know. You know enough that has gotten you to where you at right now. And, you know, that leads me to my next one is just focusing on the next step, right? And we're still talking about commitment here. So for the people that's coming on, you know, we're doing 6 through 10 on day 2, okay? But focusing on the next step, guys. We got to understand that there's a lot of information. There's a lot of things that we're going to face in business, in life as well. Yet these things, they don't really determine the end goal of our life unless we let it, unless we put our focus on the things we don't know, unless we put our focus on the things that gets us down or frustrates us. That's the only way these things will determine the end goal of your life, right? So the idea, guys, is focusing on what you know. Right now, you know enough to take the next step. And if you think about where you at right now, the next step is really not hard. It's just we think too many steps ahead, and it frustrates us, and it's hard for us to really get clarity on, okay, what's the next step? So that's really all that I do, guys. I just focus on the next step, okay? Number seven is confidence, all right? It reads, you need to know what you're doing. That's what will help you make risky decisions and take action. Consider all your previous achievements and failures. Draw a conclusion from them and learn those lessons. Then move forward, okay? Number 7 is confidence, man. You guys just don't know the confidence that you have to have literally to like move through life, okay? You have to be bold. Like, it's so many people that don't do live video. It's so many people that don't do videos in general. It's so many people that don't speak to the person next to them. Like if you go out to a restaurant or you go to a bar, you know how sometimes, you know, you may sit at a table, you may take your family out, and there may be a family beside you. You know how many people actually sit down at the table and don't say, "Hey, how you guys doing?" or "Hello" to the couple or the family sitting beside them? Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, that's not a good practice. Okay, let me share a story before I dive into the notes. And if you guys are feeling this, man, let me know. Let some emojis fly. Be sure to drop a comment. All right, let me know now. Don't be sitting here consuming this content and it's good. And you can't tell me that it's good. All right, you need some confidence. Okay, so let me get a swig. Hold on. So let me tell you how what you can miss out on by not saying hello to the person beside you. It's one of my influencers that I follow, and he was telling me years ago he went to a speaking event. He was getting a drink at the bar. Well, while he was getting a drink, he was on the phone. Where this guy was sitting beside him was also on his phone. So they never really said anything to one another, right? So what happened was when they got ready to call out the speaker, the guy that he was sitting beside was actually one of the keynote speakers, right? But he was just kind of in his prime, you know, and he really wasn't as big, but he was in his prime. Yet the guy that was sitting on his phone missed out on an opportunity to spend 15 minutes picking this guy's brain. And most of you guys that are entrepreneurs, you know this guy. He's actually this guy right here on this book, Gary Vaynerchuk. So this guy was sitting down having a drink, sitting beside Gary Vaynerchuk at a keynote speaking event, and never took the time to say, "Hey man, what's going on?" Right? And never introduced himself. So my advice to you guys is always say hello. Always speak to the people to the left or right of you. If it's a business convention or business setting, or that person may have a suit and tie, or you know, shirt and tie, whatever. You know, hey, what's going on, Jermaine Cobbins? You are, you know, I just seen you in your, you know, in your tie, man. What do you do? You don't mind me asking, right? I always do this, guys, because you never know, but it takes confidence to do this, and I'm gonna share with you guys how to get some confidence. Okay. The first thing you want to do is enhance your skills. You're listening to someone, guys, that was very shy, that was a introvert, they call it, which I don't believe in introvert and extrovert anymore. But I'm someone that was real shy, real timid. I'm still slow to speak, but I'm only slow to speak because I listen. All right. But for the most part, guys, you know, I went. Me and my family went out and had Chinese yesterday, and it was a white couple sitting beside us. So that's what I mean. What I'm telling you guys is what I practice. Hey, how's it going? How y'all, you know, how y'all doing? And you'll be amazed how much it breaks that tension. You'll be amazed at what conversation starts by just saying hello. You know what I mean? And I mean, we are people, but we forget that other people are people too. You know what I mean? So enhance your skill sets. Your skill, guys, is something that makes you you. Okay. If you're funny, yeah, you want to hone in on your craft. If you are not as outspoken, then yeah, you want to become a little bit more outspoken. I mean, you don't have to be the life of the party, but you don't want to miss opportunities by just being quiet and timid and the last person to ask a question, right? You don't want to be that. So your confidence, guys, is coming from basically what you believe. All right. It's something that you know that you are worth more than what people perceive you to be, per se, right? And this is, don't confuse this with being arrogant or arrogancy. It's just you, but you know that, you know, you do the things that need to be done each and every day to make you the person that you need to become to meet the people or help the people that's out there, you know, for you to take your life or business to the next level. You know what I mean? So another thing you could do is track your day. All right, your W's and your L's. Okay, track your day, your W's and your L's. Now, your W's, of course, are your wins, but your L's is not your losses. Okay, I repeat, track your day. Your W's are your wins, but your L's are not your losses. Your L's are your lessons. So in life, guys, you should have a mindset that you either win or you learn. There are no more losses. After this video, if you have the pleasure of witnessing Jermaine Cobbins on this video and you hearing this for the very first time, there are no more losses. Okay, it's wins and lessons from this day forward, because the idea, guys, is that people don't like to lose. I don't like to lose. Okay, I don't like to lose, guys. I'm very competitive, and I'll share with you guys at the end why my voice is like this. But I'm very competitive, and I understand that losing is part of it. But if I can associate losing with learning, I love to learn, and I take everything I do, quote, win or loss, I take it as a life lesson, right? Experience is the best teacher, guys. So the more you do things, the more you learn, the more experiences you have, the more you increase your value, the more your confidence goes up. Does this make sense? Let me know. Let some emojis fly if this makes sense. IG, what's happening? What's happening? So, and the final thing on confidence is taking massive action. So many people talk themselves out of shit. So many people worry about the outcome. Well, if I do this, what if this happens? Right? Let me know if that sounds familiar. Maybe you're that person. Maybe you hear other people talk this way. Okay. We don't do things because, well, if I do this, this could happen. Right? Yes, that could happen. But what you want could possibly happen too. Something greater could possibly happen too. Right? So the idea is you want to learn how to take massive action. The more action you begin to take, the more you begin to eradicate that fear, the more you begin to suppress that worry of what if this happens? What if this doesn't work out? What if, what if, what if? All right. So moving on. Number 8. Number 8 is intuition. It states that it might not be something you can easily explain. Just trust your instincts. If you're sure that the thing you're about to do is right, don't hesitate to do it. Intuition. Okay. Y'all might find this one funny. You know, we all know that intuition is a gut feeling. You heard the saying, a woman's intuition. Okay. Well, we all have this intuitiveness type design. We all have it. That, yeah, what's going on? What's up? What's up? We all have this ability to have or create intuition. Okay. Let me share with you guys something that I do. And this is the whole point of this video, guys, is to be as transparent with you guys as possible. Because it states right here, the first line, it might not be something that you can easily explain. Well, guess what? Your boy Cobb is up for the challenge. I'm going to try to explain what intuition is, okay? The things I be doing to practice my intuition, guys, it helps me, okay? One thing is, I got these wrote down. One thing is a fortune cookie. All right. So I just thought of the fortune cookie because I ate Chinese yesterday. But whether you eat fortune cookies or not, try this out. If you know on a fortune cookie, it has your fortune on one side and it has numbers on the other side. So what you do before you crack open your fortune cookie, think of a number in your mind. Just think of a number. The number come up 17. Crack your cookie open. Look for the number and see if 17 is on that paper. Or see how close it was. Like, 16, damn it. 14, right? What you're doing, you're exercising your intuitiveness. You're exercising it. You're exercising your thought into reality. You're exercising this feeling. I feel like it's going to be 17, right? It sounds dumb as hell. I get it, but it's one of those things, right? Another thing, guys, is like, for my fellas, I know a lot of guys, when we was coming up, we should throw rocks, okay? Even as a 35-year-old man at the time of this video, I still would pick up a rock occasionally and throw it, right? I would pick up any damn thing, like something small, I'd pick it up and throw it. So here's another thing you can practice your intuitiveness. You can pick that rock up and you can put your eyes on a target, right? And just lob it and see if you can hit that target. Guys, you wouldn't imagine all the quote lucky things that I've hit, all the targets I've hit just by, I bet I can hit that sign and just boom and hit the sign, right? And it's like, you know what I mean? Most people say, oh, that's luck, or oh, it's this, but what you're doing, you're exercising, putting your eye on something, you know what, and take a shot, right? That's your intuitiveness. It's a gut feeling that you might hit this sign, but your belief is so high, it actually increases the flow, right? And the same thing with basketball shots. Okay, for those that are into sports, it doesn't have to be basketball, it could be baseball, football, anything. If you play sports or if you don't play sports, just try something out, guys. I'll take a basketball and just throw it behind my head, right? Take a couple looks, just throw it behind my head. And you'd be amazed how many shots I've hit that way. Or even if they're off, they so close, right? So the idea, guys, is that these are ways that you can practice your intuitiveness, all right? It said, trust your instincts, and if you're sure that this thing you're about to do is right, don't hesitate. I wanna debunk that a little bit because it said making sure it's right. Guys, don't confuse that right with right and wrong. Okay? Let me break that down. Don't confuse feeling if it's right, whether it being right or wrong. Don't do that, okay? What they mean by being right is you know that this right here is going to help somebody. You know that this is going to serve your audience. You know that this is going to increase your income. You know that this is going to make you feel better. See, that's right, not whether it's going to work out or not. See, that's two different rights. The right on whether it's going to work out or not would keep you from taking that action. It will keep you it'll keep you hesitating. But if you know that doing this video is going to help somebody, if you know that shaking that person's hand, if you know doing XYZ is going to help somebody, you're more prone to taking that action. You won't have as much hesitation because you know it's something that's going to serve you or your audience or whatever the case may be. Does that make sense? Okay. I hope I've done a good job with explaining intuition. And just to close on that, I got on my notes, speak more things into existence. Okay. Speak more things into existence. Just stay away from the things that you don't want, guys. Speak things, all right? Hey, I'm going to lose XYZ in the next 30 days. I'm going to be making six figures, right? I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to move out of state. I'm going to find the love of my life. Speak more things into in existence, guys, because those are your intuitive, like gut feelings that you walk around with every day. So exercise these things. All right. So moving on. Number 9. Number 9 is action. It states building plans is good, but just thinking and talking about them aren't your goals, right? So start actually doing something. Don't wait for perfect conditions or try to find excuses. Just go for it. All right. Number 9 is action. Self-explanatory. It says building a plan is good. Most people don't even plan. So that's going to affect you taking action. Okay. That's going to create some hindrance in your life. Plan out shit. Okay. This workshop was planned out. Okay. And not only planned out for the week, but it's planned out each day. Everything I have set up around me was planned out. This was the plan. Send this book up so you guys can see it. That's part of the plan, right? Plan this out. Plan everything out, guys. All right. And it says, but just thinking and talking about them aren't your goals. How many times have you heard people say, don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing? How many times you heard that? Say me or listen to emojis fly if you heard that saying, don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. All right. My opinion, completely bullshit. Okay. I want to let my left hand know what my right hand is doing. Okay. That's just me. All right. I want to let the people that's watching me, I want to let them know that I'm going to go out here and crush it. I want to let them know that I'm going to be a multiple six-figure earner. I want to let them know that I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to let them know that I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do while I'm here. Right? Yet, you know why people say that? Don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing? It's because they're afraid of someone taking their idea. They're afraid of being embarrassed that they said that they're going to do something and then they didn't do it. Right? It's embarrassing to say, you know what, I'm going to do this, and then having to come back and just kind of like, people like, well, what happened? Right? Nobody want to be checked with the what happened. Right? So it's best to just keep your big dreams a secret, they say. That way, when it happened, oh, it's like I shocked the world. Hell no. I want to tell you right now, while I'm on the rise, everything that I'm going to do, right? I don't have to have no secrets because I feel like what's for me is for me, right? And I feel like there's enough money. I feel like there's enough real estate. I feel like there's enough XYZ out here for everybody to win at their level of capacity. That's the way I think. But if you think that you want to, you know, keep your visions or your dreams or whatever from people, from family, from friends, don't let the enemy know, then that's up to you, right? Then when you do it, it don't really have that slap in the face type vibe behind. I want that slap in the face type vibe. I don't know about you. I want to be able to say something and you doubt it, like, man, this motherfucker crazy, right? And then when I come back and slap you in the face with it, that's what matters to me. That's what I want. I'm sorry. You can call me an asshole, whatever the case may be, but that's just how I operate in my life. Okay. I'm sitting here today doing miraculous things that people thought that I wouldn't do. Right. I don't flaunt my money. I don't flaunt a lot of the things that I'm doing because I'm doing some of the unsexy shit right now, guys. Right. I'm having to change my mindset about money and all these other things. Right. So I'm in my massive action stage, but yeah, I share as much as I can, you know, with you guys. So taking action, man. When it comes to your goal, if you don't have a plan or a deadline, it's not a goal. Okay. Somebody put that in the comments. You need a plan and a deadline. Okay. In order for something to be considered a goal, you need to have a plan and a deadline. What's up, Wes? What's up? Appreciate it, man. What's up? You need to have a plan and a deadline. Okay. So many times we'll be like, well, I want to buy a house. I want to buy a new car. I want to get out of debt. Right? Don't nobody care. Even your goals don't care. Only time that goal becomes technically a goal is when you have a plan and a deadline. Okay. I want to buy a house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to what? I'm going to do XYZ over the next 18 months. And then I'm going to look to buy a house in about 2022. Right? That's more of a goal because you have a plan and then you have a deadline. Right? It's okay to miss your deadline. We as people, we are so conditioned to think that we are conditioned to think that if we miss our mark, that something is wrong with failing. How many of you guys didn't like getting a D or F on your progress report? Right? I've gotten D's. I've gotten a few F's in my days. I've got some C's. I got some A's. I got some B. I've gotten them all. But do you know there are some people out here that have never gotten a C in their life? Do you know there are some people that have never gotten a D or, God forbid, an F? If they got an F, they probably be on suicide watch. Well, those people that struggle with C's, D's, and F, those people are more likely to get frustrated in business quicker. Because in this game, guys, you're going to have your highs, your lows, your good days, and your not so good days. You're going to have people that you connect with and people are going to quit. Right? You're going to have relationships, you know, grow and then relationships die. You're going to have a lot of things go on, but the idea is a D and F student know how to come out of any goddamn thing. But an A student, a B student only know when shit is going right. And everything don't go right in life. That's why your A and B students, like your honor roll principal list, like my son, like does exceptionally well, right? In school. But I also teach him how to take his losses. I whip his ass in some sports or whatever. Teach him how to take his L's. You know, it's okay to take a L. It's okay to get a D, or F, or E. It's okay to not know what the hell you're doing. It's just not okay not taking action. You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's not okay not taking action. So declare what you want to become. And even if you miss your mark, guys, the action that follows is remarkable. Say you're going to be a multiple six-figure earner. Say you're going to be a millionaire, right? But you got to have a plan and a deadline. Break that down, right? 6 figures is what? Around $8,000 or so a month. Okay, divide that down by 4 weeks, about what? $2,000 a month. Divide by what? 5 days, right? How many hundreds of dollars per day do you need to make $2,000 out of a week? Can you maintain this over the course of a year, whatever the case may be? right? Of course, you're going to need some scalability, some systems, some tools, you know, possibly a little team or something, right? 2 or 3 people to kind of help you out, but it's possible. You know what I mean? But you got to take massive action. All right. And the last one, guys, is number 10, communication. Okay. It states, make the goal of all your communications to be as clear as possible. Stay aware of the possibility outcome and adapt in the process of communicating to reach the goal you've set. Communication. The first line said, make the goal of all your communication to be as clear as possible. What do they mean by this? Guys, we speak so much, we talk so much. If someone was to stop you and say, what do you mean by that? Break that down. Do you know so many people get frustrated by asking them to explain something they said? It's your words. It's your thoughts. And if I or someone else don't interpret it or understand what you're saying, and you have a hard time explaining it, how hard do you think it will be to obtain it? How hard do you think it'll be to put a plan together on something that you can't even fucking explain? If you can't explain it, you can't write it down. If you can't write it down, you can't take action. If you can't take action, you can't have it, right? So where does the breakdown in communication come? All right, you got to seek out embarrassment. Okay, guys, you remember back in school where if you couldn't really read that good, you didn't want to read, and then we all knew that student in class that couldn't read, and when the teacher be like, "Hey, read," you already like, right? It would be cool to know what those kids turned out to be. The kids that we pointed at, the kids that couldn't read, the kids wasn't, because guess what? I was one of those kids, right? I was okay reading, but I wasn't yet. Hell, I barely can read my notes, right? But the idea, guys, is the person I become, I seek out embarrassment. Like, I want you to laugh, right? Hell, I laugh with you. Because the idea, guys, is that I'm going to better my communication skills. I'm going to better my reading skills. Things that embarrass us, things that make us feel less, depending on who you are, you're going to take that as a lesson and you're going to grow. Or you're going to take that as the world is picking on you and you're not going to do the things you need to do because somebody said, well, I can't read, or somebody said that I can't talk, you know, properly, or whatever the hell, anything, right? So you got to seek out embarrassment, all right? To my entrepreneurs, because that's most of what my content is for, is cold call, okay? Cold call is one of the best ways to enhance your communication skills. Remember I told you guys to seek out embarrassment. Even if you're not in business, this will still work. You can go to Google and you can just type in realtors, right? Seriously. Type in realtors and it's going to give you a list of realtors. As long as they're in the US, where it won't cost you to call out of the country, right? Guys, call 10 realtors. Write down 10 numbers. You ain't got to write their name down. Here, just write down 10 numbers and call them up and see can you get in touch with that realtor, right? And if you have something to sell, hell, try to sell them something, right? The idea is what you're doing, guys. First of all, you got to get psychologically like to think that you will never hear from this person again, regardless of how the phone call goes. Now, if you get that in your mind that you will never hear from this person again, hell, it don't matter what you say. The most he can tell somebody is his assistant say, you know what, somebody call and try to sell me some goddamn pads, right? So the idea, guys, is that get that in your mind that, okay, pick up the phone and cold call somebody, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to be able to enhance your communication skills. And the reason why I say this, guys, because I've done this. I've done cold calls. There isn't a phone call that I'm afraid of. You can put me on the phone with anybody, right? Warren Buffett or old boy at the curb store. The same thing. Nobody frightens me on the phone anymore because I've been rejected. I've been hung up on. I've had anything you can think of, but I've also gotten people's attention. I've also gotten somebody open to taking a look. I've also made a sale from a cold call. So I've had just as many good experiences, right? But the idea is the lessons I've learned, that I've overcome that fear of picking up the phone. I've overcome that fear of doing what I need to do to enhance my communication skills. Okay. And the last thing on this, guys, within communication, whether you know it or not, learn to listen more. So many times we think communicating with people involves us running our mouth. Okay. I don't even want to get into that's the reason why you got two ears bullshit. It ain't even about that. It don't matter if you had one ear. The idea is you want to learn to listen more. If you listen to my videos, you will learn that it's so many things that I was taught coming up that I don't even believe anymore. Because those things were the belief of people that have not really pushed or done something big. Not so much as they failed or they wasn't great people, but they never really even had anything big in their mind that they wanted to do. Even if they did, they didn't exude that effort. They didn't even speak it. See, I'm okay with coming up short with my goals of whatever. I'm okay. I'm just not okay waking up every day and not doing shit towards my goals. I'm not okay, right? I got to do something every day. I got to read every day. I got to drink water. I got to exercise. It's certain things I got to do every day to ensure my happiness. And a lot of those days, it don't involve making money. It don't involve sharing valuable content, right? So the idea, guys, is understand that your communication skills has to come with you learning to listen more. When you're on the phone with your prospects, instead of you saying how amazing this damn Yeti cup is with this coffee and the honey, instead of first of all, hey, do you even drink coffee? Oh, when was the last time you had coffee? Tell me, right? If you get on the phone with me, I'm so chill. You would think that I'm the one talking, rambling. Oh yeah, man, I got this product, man. I got this system. Oh, no, I'm not. I listen. And that's why I close most of my deals, because I listen. I may not close you that day, but I'm gonna leave something on your mind that's gonna have you coming back. So the safest thing for you to do is not to talk to me, because if you talk to me, I'm gonna figure out a problem and I'm gonna provide some type of solution if I feel like you're somebody that I can help or I would like to work with, right? And that goes back to my confidence. You know what I mean? So it wasn't always like this, guys. I wasn't always this bold. Some of you guys went to school with me. You can see a little bit of this in Cobb, you know, but yet there are some people that are like blown away, like, man, this dude he's unstoppable, right? So the idea, guys, is that understand that we're talking about the road to success. All right. And success doesn't necessarily mean $1 million income, 6-figure income. Success can mean just getting out that bullshit situation that you're in. Success can mean getting out of that bullshit relationship. You know, some people that are afraid to leave that relationship because they know, man, I can't make it. But they don't ever think about how wonderful life will be. They don't think about that you can meet someone 10 times better, that will love you 10 times more, that won't give you the grief or whatever the case may be. And it doesn't necessarily be relationships, but just in general, man, bad eating habits, right? I have a young lady that I'm working with right now. She has been smoking weed, guys, since she was like 14. And she's 32, 33, somewhere up in there. And she just committed to not smoking weed anymore. And she's on day 5. You know what I mean? That's a form of success. Day 5 of not smoking weed for that many years is a form of success. So when I talk about success, guys, I'm trying to say it in a way where it doesn't fear you. I was afraid of success. I was raised that success was a bad thing. Money was a bad thing. You're gonna, have all this money and you're gonna go to hell and you ain't gonna have no friends and it's lonely at the top and all this. That's just the way I would come up. And it's nothing against my parents or my friends, but they was just passing along information that was instilled in them. So now I got to take it upon myself to reinvent the wheel, reinvent new information to better serve the people that want something better out of life. You know what I mean? So I see IG over here loving it. I hope you guys are loving it as well. And, I appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate you guys chiming in. Tomorrow, same time, 11 o'clock Central, we're going to be going over 5 habits. All right, 5 habits, guys. So once again, you guys can like I said, you can catch up on these episodes over on YouTube. And as well as, you know how to get in touch with me, guys. I got a link in the description. You guys can reach out, to me for everything, that you need, whether it's business related, whatever the case may be. And to end it on this voice. All right. So I'm done. For those that got to go, I'm done. All right. Yesterday, me and my son was playing 2K. For those that don't know, that's a basketball game on Xbox. All right. Guys, I played basketball in school. I'm very athletic. So I have a basketball mentality, right? And my son, he sits there, he plays between Fortnite, basketball, a little football, Grand Theft. So every now and then, that's kind of how we spend our quality time, is by getting into his world. So we playing 2K, and I never played a real game of 2K. We always playing blacktop. So that's like 2-on-2, 3-on-3, stuff like that. We played a real game. And guys, I had to adjust real quick because my shot was off, couldn't play defense, I was fouling. So it was horrible, right? But what I done, guys, I stayed with it. And he led the whole game, probably about 10 to 12 points the whole game. I finally tied the game fourth quarter, about 3 minutes left. Tied it up. I actually went up about 4. He closed the gap, and we ended up going into overtime. Right? So just going into overtime with him was like, man, I don't even play this. Right? But my basketball IQ and just, and he can do it. Like my son can go for a 9-year-old. And we went into overtime. So guess what? We had it again, back and forth. And we went into a double overtime. So by now he laying on the floor. He can't believe it. But it was real tense. It was real competitive. It was Jay Cobb and Lil Cobb. We banging it out, right? He ain't know Dad used to be a gamer back in the day. So my competitive edge, not just in life or in games, but just in business, just in general. Like I tell you guys, I'm going to go hard with everything I do. We end up going all the way down to the wire. He ended up going up 3. And the computer was calling the timeouts. And I used to didn't play this way, but I didn't mess with the settings or nothing. But anyway, the computer had called all my timeouts. So I got the ball. He was up 3. It was 4 seconds left, and I wanted to advance the ball up court. I got the ball, called a damn timeout, and they gave me a technical foul or technical something. Drop the control. I was just like, but it was a mistake anybody could have made. But I learned from that. You know what I mean? I learned from that. I mean, it was down to the wire. It was a win for him. But I promise you, it wasn't an easy win. Like, he's still asleep right now. Here it is, almost 12 o'clock. You know what I mean? I wore his ass out. You hear me? So Daddy ain't going. You know what I mean? So other than that, people, I'm out of here, man. I appreciate you guys as well. Come back tomorrow. Share this video out. Leave your questions, concerns, whatever the case may be. And I can help you guys with anything in the online marketing, branding space, small business space. Reach out to your boy, Jay Cobb. All right? I'm out of here, peeps. It's your boy, Jay Cobb. Be humble, be consistent, be you.